I'm going to show you how to make this cute little 3D snowman ornament. Stay tuned to find out how. Hi everyone, it's Nicole here and welcome to BOCHIKNOT Macrame, the channel where you will find all things macrame related. In today's tutorial, we will be going over a super cute project, a 3D snowman sculpture ornament. So I actually had to play around with this pattern for a bit. I had pictured what I want to make, but sometimes when you turn your idea into reality, it might not turn out the way you want to, at least not for the first time. This was the little snowman I made first. I wanted to keep it really tiny, and so I don't think I made the bottom part of the snowman wide enough. And so you can't really see the separation between the top snowball and then the bottom snowball. So then I recreated another version, which is the version I'll be showing you today, with a wider snowball at the bottom. Make sure you guys watch all the way through to see some of the ideas that went into my head when coming up with this design. I would definitely say this is not a beginner-friendly project. It is more of an advanced beginner project. So the expectation is that you have made some macrame projects before, because there are certain things you do have to pay attention to when making 3D sculptures, like ensuring that you have the right amount of tension. But that all comes with practice. If you guys are interested in learning more technical aspects of macrame, we do go over this in much more detail over on the BOCHIKNOT Macrame community on Patreon. For more information on that, you can check out patreon.com/BOCHIKNOT for more details. We are currently running our biggest sale of the year, so if you guys are interested in checking that out, you can head on over to BOCHIKNOT.com and make sure you check out the exclusive discount code included in the description of this video below. And with that said, let's get right into it. Listed here are the materials and supplies I've used for this pattern, along with the cord lengths of the pattern. The cord that I'll be using today is a super premium cord. It's our lush bamboo cord, made up of 100% bamboo, so it is super soft and super fine, and you'll see a nice silky shine to it. I'll be using the off-white natural color for the snowball portion of the pattern, so the base pattern of the snowman. And I will also be using a bunch of string for the project. So I'll be using the black string for the eyes, and then the red string for the scarf. I didn't actually end up using the jute string on the right, but you can use it for the arms of the snowman if you want to add that. The only yellowish cord that I had was this mustard bamboo cord that I have. I will use that for the nose of the snowman. A special tool you will need for this pattern is a crochet hook or a weaving needle. But of course you can glue your eyes and your nose onto the snowman instead. To begin, take a long strand of cord at 180 centimeters long, and on one end we're going to form a loop like so. Then taking 3 strands of 100 centimeter long cords, we're going to attach them onto the loop with reverse Lark's head knots. Attach 2 more right beside this one. Once attached, this is what the pattern should look like. You should have 3 reverse Lark's head knots attached onto the loop. Then with the longer anchor cord end, we're going to pull on that end to tighten the loop. The shorter anchor cord end will actually stay inside the snowman, so we're just going to ignore that for now. For the handle of the ornament, what we're going to do is taking a strand of string at 25 centimeters long, we're going to weave it through the center of the pattern where the loop is, and then we're going to tie an overhand knot at the ends. And then now this will form the handle of the ornament. We will now go back to the anchor cord of the pattern to continue on with the pattern. With the remaining 100 centimeter long cords, we're going to attach them for this first row of double half hitch knots. Start by attaching one onto the anchor cord here with a reverse lark's head knot first. Then take the next vertical cord to the right for a double half hitch knot onto the anchor cord. Repeat once more for another double half hitch knot. And then now you should notice a larger gap from here and to the next vertical cord at the back. So we will now fill in another 100 centimeter long cord, then 2 double half hitch knots, 100 centimeter long cord, and then 2 double half hitch knots all around. So once we have attached all 3 remaining 100 centimeter long cords with 2 double half hitch knots in between each of the 100 centimeter long cords, we are now going to start our second row in a similar way with 90 centimeter long cords. So taking a strand of 90 centimeter long cord folded in half, we're going to attach it onto the anchor cord with a reverse lark's head knot. Then taking the next 3 vertical cords, we're going to attach them onto the anchor cord with double half hitch knots. So this time we're going to have about 3 double half hitch knots in between the reverse lark's head knots. Once this last double half hitch knot is complete, we're going to attach a 90 centimeter long cord with a reverse lark's head knot and then make another 3 double half hitch knots. Repeat this all around until all 4 90 centimeter long cords are attached. Once that entire row is complete, you should be able to pop the top up and it should curve slightly. Pull on the anchor cord if you need to tighten the knots for the row. And then now what we're going to do is make a full row of double half hitch knots all around. So once our third row of double half hitch knots is complete, without having to add any new cords in, we're now going to start skipping cords. Before we do that, we're going to start with 2 double half hitch knots first. Now take the next vertical cord, move it over to the left side, take the next cord over to the right for a double half hitch knot onto the anchor cord. So we're going to skip a cord for every 2 or 3 vertical cords. So we're on to the second double half hitch knot here, and now we're going to repeat this pattern all around. So once our full row of double half hitch knots have been made, skipping every 3rd or 4th vertical cord, and now what we're going to do for the next row is we're going to skip almost every 2nd cord. So we're really tightening up this last row of double half hitch knots here by skipping every 2nd cord. Now, if the gap is too wide, you don't have to skip that 2nd cord if you can't. Just make the double half hitch knots until it feels right to skip that cord. But it should be approximately every 2nd cord you're skipping here. So this top snowball is now done. We added several cords in the beginning of the pattern to make it as wide as possible at the top and then as soon as we make a full row of double half hitch knots, we're starting to take away cords to close off that snowball. So now that we're done with the head of the snowman, we're going to start on the body, so the bottom part of the snowball. So what we're going to do now is with every double half hitch knot we make with a vertical cord, we're going to then take a cord from inside the snowball and then attach it onto the anchor cord with a double half hitch knot. And we're going to repeat this all around with a vertical cord double half hitch knot, then an inner cord for a double half hitch knot. And we're actually going to keep going until all of the cords are attached onto the anchor cord again, all around. So now once all of the inner cords are attached back onto the anchor cord, so essentially no cords are left on the inside of the snowman, all of the cords are attached onto the last row that we had just done, we will now start our next row of double half hitch knots. So start with 2 double half hitch knots first. And then now we're going to take a 60 centimeter long cord folded in half. We're going to attach it onto the anchor cord here with a reverse lark's head knot. So for every 2 or 3 double half hitch knots, we're going to attach a 60 centimeter long cord with a reverse lark's head knot onto the anchor cord. And we're going to do this until all 4 60 centimeter long cords are attached. Now what we're going to do, once all 4 60 centimeter long cords are attached, we're going to make a full row of double half hitch knots all around. And then add another full row of double half hitch knots all around. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start closing off the bottom snowball. We're going to start skipping cords again. I've skipped the first cord here for this next row, and then the next vertical cord I made a double half hitch knot. So for this row, we're going to skip every second or third cord. So make 1 or 2 double half hitch knots and then skip a cord, 1 or 2 double half hitch knots and then skip another cord, and we're going to do this all around. We're going to continue skipping every second cord or so for the last row of double half hitch knots. Once done, this is what the shape of the snowman should look like. You should have a visibly smaller snowball at the top and then a wider one at the bottom. So now all we have to do is we are going to trim off the excess cord ends at the bottom, and then we're going to stuff some of the excess inside the snowman. This will help fluff up the bottom of the snowman as well. So once the body of the snowman is complete, we are now going to attach some eyes. To do that, we're going to be using 15 centimeter long string. I have some black string here, and I'm just going to tie a double overhand knot in the middle. So tie one overhand knot and then tie a second one. You should have a little protruding part in the middle of the string, and that's where we're going to weave the cord ends through for the eye of the snowman. So we're going to take the two ends and we're going to weave it to the inside of the pattern. So you can use a crochet hook for this or a weaving needle. So all we're doing is just pulling the ends through to the inside of the pattern. For some extra security, you can of course dab a bit of glue underneath the eye. And we have now completed one eye for the snowman. Repeat the same thing right beside it. Once we have the round eyes, we're going to take some string. So I just took my 3mm mustard cord and I split it in half. So the thickness is approximately 1.5 millimeters, so it is like string. And I'm just going to tie one overhand knot here in the middle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to weave the ends through a double half hitch knot in the bottom row right underneath the eyes, and we're just going to weave the cord ends through vertically over and over again, wrapping that spot. So now take that same end and we're going to weave it back upwards. And then we're going to weave it again until the ends are hidden inside. This is what it should look like once you are done. Now for the scarf of the snowman, we're going to take 2 strands of string at 120 centimeters long, and we're going to measure both string ends to 25 centimeters, and we're going to fold that part up so that the 2 shorter ends, the 25 centimeter long ends, are inside. We're going to pin or tape this down, and we're going to make a series of consecutive square knots. So continue this row of square knots all the way down. Once done, this is what the scarf should look like. We can trim off the ends and comb through the ends if you'd like. And then we can tie the scarf onto the snowman. And we are now complete with the snowman ornament. And that is a wrap with our macrame snowman ornament tutorial. What did you guys think of this pattern? Let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you guys. Like I said in the video, there are so many ways you can personalize this little snowman. You can add little stick arms, you can add a hat, give him a little jacket, whatever you want to make this snowman yours, you can definitely incorporate that. If you guys are enjoying videos like this in our Christmas holiday series, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and click that subscribe button to stay tuned to our latest tutorials. We've got a few more weeks till Christmas and we've still got several more projects planned for you guys here on YouTube, so make sure you guys continue to stick around. As always, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys next time.